Imagine standing at the edge of the Great Canyon or watching the sunset on the Great Lakes of Michigan. These breathtaking scenes are made possible by our national parks that belong to and are supported by all of us. Whether you enjoy hiking, history, or scenery, national parks serve all of our lives directly and indirectly. Through my research on national parks, I have seen many ways in which we have been impacted by them in ways that we would not expect. Today, I will be sharing my findings with you in hopes that next time you choose to go to an adventure, it will be to a national park. We must protect and support our national parks because they preserve our environment, stimulate our economy, and improve our mental and physical well-being. Our national parks provide a reservation for our wildlife and natural ecosystems. National parks protect endangered species and critical habitats. For example, the National Park Service reported in 2023 that due to Yellowstone National Park's conservation efforts, grizzly bears, wolves, and bisons are finally able to have a safe home. These species would otherwise be extinct due to the mass hunting that is seen in those areas. Moving on to how our national parks protect our environment, our national parks serve as carbon sinks and buffer zones for ecological change. For example, the National Parks Conservation Association reported that many of the parks have large forests. And these large forests, as many of us know, have millions of trees that are able to absorb millions of tons of carbon annually. And this carbon dioxide, instead of being released out into the air to create what we know as the ozone, is instead absorbed by the trees and recycled and released as oxygen, which supports our physical health. Now let's talk about how our national parks support our economy. Our national parks have continuously attracted millions of tourists, which supports not only the park, but locals in the area. The National Park Service reported in 2022 that national parks attracted over 311 million visitors, generating 50.3 billion in economic output and supporting more than 378,000 jobs. By bringing in tourists, the national parks contribute to our local communities. Small towns near the parks see increased business revenue from these visitors, which supports their personal lives. An economist from Headwaters Economics in 2021 highlighted that the parks serve as long-term investments in sustainable tourism, meaning that tourists continuously come back to these destinations, which continuously brings in revenue for the locals. Now, the one thing most people do know is that national parks support our physical health, but they also support our mental health. National parks provide great scenery and fresh air, which can support mental and physical health. Frumkin, in his 2017 article, National Parks, reported that time in nature reduces stress, anxiety, and depression while promoting exercise. And Yvette LaPierre, in his 1999 paper, A Walk in the National Park, quoted that hiking in national parks is a cherished part of our history and a time-honored way for visitors to escape the trappings of civilization and to reconnect with nature. Parks are one of the few public resources meant to be free and low cost for everyone. The U.S. Department of Interior, in their 2023 article, Every Kid Outdoors, reported on a program sponsored by national parks that aims to introduce underserved youth to nature by bringing them to national parks. Now, we've seen how national parks conserve the environment, boost our economy, and improve our health. Supporting our national parks isn't just about preserving beauty, it's about protecting a shared future for everyone. So after you leave this message here today, visit a park, donate to conservation groups, or write your representatives. The future of our parks and our planet depends on you. The natural wonders in national parks are not just postcards or backdrops, they are legacies we're borrowing from future generations. Let's make sure we return them whole and thriving. Thank you.